Hey everyone, I had some questions today about opiates. So it's a little confusing when we're talking about opiate receptor sites. There's a lot of active parts in it. I'm going to try to break it down for you as simple as I can. So the body has natural opiate receptor sites. Now, these opiate receptor sites have neurotransmitters. And these neurotransmitters have a little key slot. I actually right here for you to see this opiate receptor site. Now, when an opiate is actually launched into the opiate key, these here inhibitory neurotransmitters get released, traveling over to the dopamine neurotransmitter spot. And these release dopamine neurotransmitters into the synapse, which is the gap in between here, to the dopamine receptor site. Now, once they dopamine receptor site, things get a little crazy. Our brain actually processes dopamine as a programming drug. So essentially, as soon as we do this on a regular basis, we start programming our brain to think that we need opiates. In the same way that our brain thinks that we need to eat and drink water and look after our children, and it starts to prioritize because the dopamine level that's released in our brain for heroin or another opiate is 10 times higher than we would get from exercising, from having sex, from having connection with another human being, by looking after our children. Therefore, it actually programs our brain and tells us at a neurological level that opiates are more important than our children, that they're more important than our job, more important than eating or drinking water. And even though we know this to be not true, our brain convinces us that it is. So what happens is heroin mimics that natural opiate, right? That natural opiate receptor that's in there, that's the pain, the analgesic effect. And it turns off the dopamine inhibitors. Dopamine floods that synapse, producing immediate feelings of sedation and well-being, which everybody likes that, right? That feeling of sedation and well-being. And then the neurons with the opiate receptors are in part of the brain responsible for transmission of pain signals. So stress responses, emotional attachment, and our body's opiates are natural painkillers. So effective when we sustain massive injury. That's why morphine and drugs related to heroin are used as painkillers. Now, the problem with this is being relieved of pain as one effect, and then having our brain reprogrammed to think that a drug is more important than eating, drinking, sleeping, children, all those things really cause what we think of as addiction. We think of it as a chemical attachment to a drug, but what it actually is it's a reprogramming of our brain to change the way we think, which is why most programs focus on changing the way we think through action and reprogramming. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, hit me up in the messages or privately, and I'll get back to you. Have a good day.